We're halfway home.
Look so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the
here. They come in really scuffling. Losers of 7.
But they do have some pretty good pieces in place. Let's see if they can use some of the young.
A bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports at the 22-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Right.
Like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Play fake here on first down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And all the way down to the 37. A huge play there right off the bat. And even 40 yards. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again?
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my number 1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know with the man unit.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Dalton once more. To the left side here for Eifert. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The numbers for Perine in last week's game, 15 carries, 57 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Linebackers still often control defenses, and C.J. Mosley does exactly that for his. A Pro Bowler 3 of his first 4 years. Not only can he run and hit, he diagnoses plays so well, feels them out, and makes sure his team is organized and in the right spot on each and every snap.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Perine. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
Play action now, Dalton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10.
Detroit!
This is Starks to start the drive. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Starks. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much...
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Pirine. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney!
They go play action here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 46 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Starts. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Second down, Jackson.
And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Lucky 56.
Play action. Now Jackson. Got him in. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really...
Oh, it's blocked. And all the defense has it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax.
Oh, bad move. 4. The drive starts with a handoff to P-Ryan. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
They'll run it here with P-Ryan. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to start the drive. It starts. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
A run here for Starks. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call.
2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
They go play action now. Jackson. Over the middle, that's caught by Scott. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is Starks. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Play action. It's Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
To throw here, Dalton, complete to the right side. It's Eifert, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
On that one, boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll get this up only to about the 33. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. Fighting through, and he's got space. A big 3rd down play there for the Bengals. 41 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Got a man, that's Quinn. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And they'll run it here. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Scott. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. It's P. Ryan to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To the left side here for Eifert. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. On 3rd and 2, Dalton. And that is incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the 2nd quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows, they're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
They'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
They go play action with Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Detroit!
On 3rd down, Jackson. And open, it's Moss complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Now Jackson on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep up. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the score. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it. That can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw is Jackson. A final shot before break. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Final play, 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Nick Foles with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. The Dolphins trying to finish that one off and claim victory. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Gone.
Here's Jackson looking to throw on 2nd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That one goes for 24 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on 2nd down, Jackson. Being chased out left. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Ravens will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, as one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Tucker now to add the point after. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First and 10 for Dalton, and that'll be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. And got his man complete. Give him 30 yards there. Now, he's got their only touchdown. This offense struggling. They target him again.
Everyone is looking for the hot hand, and sometimes you just don't have it. Maybe it's just lukewarm. But you go to that guy and try and turn it hot. Try and get things going. Find a way to get everything kick-started. As you noted, he has only touchdown, so he's had the most success in the game thus far.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's second and 10 from the 20. It's second down. Don't look it. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete.
Now you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Ball loose and brings up second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
Second and 10, here's Jackson again. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. And that one results in 35 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's first and 10 from the 45. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Carl Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Over!
From midfield now, here's Jackson. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. They rallied and made the tackle.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Jackson on first down. He's going to air one out. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They start on the ground with P-Rod. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Second down, Dalton. They find some open field here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now the Bengals on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Dalton. Got his man, it's Eifert. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
False start, offense.
They were going for it on 4th and inches, now 4th and 5.
Yeah, everything had built to a crescendo, hadn't it? 4th and inches. I mean, we were coming out of our chairs up here. Now on 4th and 5, you've got to think about whether you want to go for it or not.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Again on the ground, again with Starks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better, 2 weeks in a row? You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the lead. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Tucker now for the extra point. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Looking deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. So Dalton now. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Leopard! Leopard! Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Play action. It's Jackson. And some room to work. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That is caught at the 7. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards on the play. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And here it's just a simple question of whether or not the ball broke the plane. Well, I said it's simple. It's not really that simple. This could be really complicated.
We would love for it to be simple, to know that it did actually cross the plane of the goal line. But as you described, it is a difficult call. All it takes is a portion of the ball crossing that line. Now the officials have to determine if that happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And that's incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Dalton. And Green with a catch left side. The connection since 2011. Dalton to Green for a Bengal first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Dalton, 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Dalton to Green for a Cincinnati first. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On 1st down, Dalton, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Dalton, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. Throw, so he just tossed it away, but that brings up 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They'll begin the drive on the ground with Starks. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Four down. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Over.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
No. Check. Patriot.
They run again to start. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
He was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
The Ravens on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
Jackson. Over the middle, that's caught by Scott. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 32 that time.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going to fire one deep. That's caught inside the 20. That one goes for 36 yards. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. On 2nd down, Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The Ravens on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 16.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Gun, 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 gun. Gun, 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 gun.
They go play action now. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. He connected on his first, this from 41. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run.